All right. So if I flip my model over to the back, I have an A scale right here. I have a D scale, and I have a K scale. And the A is going to be for squares, and the D is going to be, or the K is going to be for cubes. So if I wanted to figure out, let's do this one here first. So 5.89 squared. So I'd move my cursor over here to 5.89. So I've got 5.5, 6, 7, 8, and then somewhere around here for 9. Just a little bit before 5.9. And then I look up here on my A scale. I have 3.1, 2, 3, 4, 3.46 or so. And again, keeping track of my tens place, I know that's going to be 34.6. If I look at what I've calculated previously, I've got 34.69. So we're pretty close. Now let's take the square root of something. So 4.7, and let's take the square root of that. So I'm going to have to move my hairline on the A scale to 4.7. So I've got 4.5, 6, 7. And then reading off of my D scale here at the bottom, I've got 2.1, 2, 3, 4, 2.41 or so. No, I'm sorry, 2.1. Yeah. And then looking here, I've got 2.1, 2.12, 2.14, 2.16, 2.17 or so. And I look at what I've got here calculated, and yes, 2.17. So it looks like we did that right. Let's do a cube. So let's do that same number we did before, 5.89, but cube it instead. So move back over to 5.89. So there's 5.8, so somewhere right about there. And I look down here, and I'm at 205, I'd say. Yeah. 205. And again, keeping track of my tens place, yeah, we're 204.3. That's pretty close to 205. All right, so let's do this last one. We've got the cube root of 4.7. So I'm going to move my cursor over here to my first 4.7. So right about there. And then reading the number off of my D scale, I have 1.65675, 1.675 or so. And yeah, that is actually correct. Now let's say we had a larger number. Let's say we had, cube root of 14. Well, let's do that. Cube root of 14. And we have 2.41. Let's do 14. And yes, 2.41 is the answer. Now, one important thing to note is that since we've got two halves here, so you'll see that it's actually my grandfather here had marked odd over here and even over here. So if you have an odd number of digits, so 4.7, so 4.7 square root of that is going to yield that 2.17 we found before. Now if we had the square root of 47, that would be over on the even side. So the square root of 47 now would be somewhere around 6.56785 or so. If I go ahead and check that, and I've got 47 square root, 6.856. So if it has an even number of digits, then you're going to be over on the right side. You'll notice that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it starts over. So we've got an odd side and an even side depending on the number of digits you have. The same is true here on the cube root scale. So if I wanted to find the cube root of 4.7, then I'd move over here to 4.7 on the K scale. And then moving up to the D scale, I can see I am at 1.675 or so. And yes, 1.675 is what we'd calculated. Now the cube root of 14, I'm going to have to use this second set. So I've got 1 through 9 here, I've got 1 through 9 here, and I've got 1 through 9 here. Okay, so then if I wanted to do the cube root of 14, let's move it over here to 1, 4. And I've got 2.41 or so. And actually that is exactly correct, so 2.41. And then lastly, the cube root of 140. And now I'd be over in this scale here. So 140, because there's 3 digits now. And then looking, I've got 5.195 is what I'd guess. And if I go ahead and run that calculation real quick, 5.192 is what the answer turns out to be. So yeah, pretty close. Now let's say we wrap around again and we get to the cube root of 1400. So if I look at this last one, I've got 1400. So we'll move over to the beginning of the scale again. We've wrapped around. So we did 1 digit, 2 digits, 3 digits, wrap around again. So 1, 4. And then reading off the values here, I've got 1.1, 1.12 just before that, so 1.19. And then moving that to the next decimal place is going to give 11.19, which is what we came up with when we ran it through the calculator. So that's cube roots and cubes, and square roots and squares. I guess the important thing is to remember which side of the scale you're going to be on for square roots, and that's going to be your odd and even sides. Doesn't matter for squares, of course. And then for your cube roots, whether you have 1, 2, or 3 digits in your calculation.